doesn't have it up to the chin. He's not used to getting that straight left.
No, exactly.
Bute has a habit of holding that right hand low, as you know, Mikkel, so you got to fire that straight left if you see the opening.
Yeah, of course.
And we've seen it from Magee, and now Magee's making this fight. The geography of this fight is not bad for Bryan Magee. He's getting enough on the inside so that he can land some of those little short punches.
And he's being wise in staying off the rope, staying out of the corners, keeping it in the center of the ring. So far, the challenger, Bute, a 12-1 underdog in his first world title fight, giving a pretty good account of himself.
Well, Magee, when he went to fight Mads Larsen in Denmark, nice uppercut. That was the first good uppercut that Bute has been able to land, but there's Magee going back to the body. When he went to fight Mads Larsen, who was 51-2 at that time, he was a huge underdog, and everybody thought he was going to walk in and get destroyed by Larsen.
Nice right hook upstairs by Bute.
And in that fight, he went into the Lions Den like tonight. This is a good action round. That was a case of lunging by Magee, and he caught a counterpunch that hurt him.
Yeah, he can be vulnerable. He dives in.
Watch out, watch the head.
And at times that has been his undoing. Magee wants to lead the St. Patrick's Day Parade tomorrow. That's right, it's tomorrow in Montreal.
How's that parade tomorrow? Well, that's another story. Magee coming in and going to the body, and there you see the combination punching that ends with a right hook to the head of Bute. But this is a big punch for Bute. When he can land the uppercut, and there he gets it in. Oh. Now, that's a difference maker usually for Bute.
Yeah.
And he gave him a good one.
It was a beautiful punch he came with there. But it's also more a chance he took, Lucian Bute, with that uppercut, because you know when you throw uppercut like that, you don't see his head is coming right here, but he knows he's coming in all the time. That's why he's thrown it. So he's trying new combinations, and that's good for Bute.
And in Bute's last two fights, the uppercut was the big story. A short one versus former contender star Jesse Brinkley, and from longer range versus rugged Edison Miranda. Seconds after Miranda gestured, "Is that all you got?" I guess he found out. It is round 5, scheduled for 12 for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship. Lucian Bute in the white, Magee in the black.
The unofficial scoring of our press row scores will give you another viewpoint. Vincent Morin from the Journal 24 Hours here in Canada. David Spencer from the Fight News, and Herb Zurkowski from the Montreal Gazette. 40-36, and of course two that have it, as I have it, scored 39-37 for Bute. So I think those scores are kind of right on the ball, on the mark.
Work out of there, work out. You gotta hold. Stop punching.
A lot of holding.
Stop punching. Don't push.
Well, Pete Podgorski getting miffed. Pushing, holding.
And probably the person he'll take it out on most might be Magee, because Magee likes a fight like that. But, oh, there's that straight left again by Magee. I'm telling you, that guy's got a sneaky left hand.
Then he snuck in a right for good measure.
And I think there's just a smidge of swelling underneath the right eye of Bute. And Bute's going to have to get a little more aggressive, I think, in this fight.
Yeah, he seems to, there's a slip. He's holding back, and it doesn't allow the crowd to get into it.
And clearly Bute's probably winning this fight, although I have him up only by 2 points. But you know, he's not making Bryan Magee fight his fight exactly.
No, I would say that Bryan Magee now, he's getting into the fight a little bit more. You know, he's throwing more punches.
Gaining a little confidence?
Yeah, a little confidence.
Are you surprised?
He's taking his chance.
Are you surprised, Mikkel, at how easy Bute has been able to be hit?
You know what? I can see on Bute's eyes that he has difficulty in fighting Magee because he's a left-hander.
And a right hook there, as you were talking about Bute.
Yeah.
Bute's picked up the pace in this round. It's become an interesting fight. I mean, I think there's certainly enough action here. It's not one-sided, and both men are doing some good work. The right hook of Bute, I just think it's a nice weapon. Oh, hammer of a jab and a good body shot by Bute.
And McGee seems to be increasingly vulnerable to that Bute right hook.
Much less movement from Bute than we are normally seeing in his fights. He's normally more lateral movement, but this fight he has settled down and he is exchanging punches with Magee.
Magee acquitting himself well thus far. Final seconds of round 5.
Well, coming up, work out. Punch out, time!
Saturday, April 23rd at 10 p.m. It's the finals of Showtime's Bantamweight Tournament. Joseph Agbeko fights Abner Mares in the championship, and Victor Archenian faces Yanni Perez in the consolation bout.
We see Bryan Magee getting in another one of those right hooks. While Bute's has been better, Magee has gotten his in somewhat also, but his is not as powerful as Bute has been. And here's where Magee just kind of, you see the lunging of Bryan Magee. That's a perfect example of how that affects him. And Bute's right hook has just been terrific in this fight. And you see he delivers it in a more compact way than Bryan Magee and has a little more power on it.
Beautiful crowd on hand here in a beautiful city. We're told the attendance figure is 12,219 at the Bell Center. Big deep breath for Lucian Bute, the champion, as he embarks on round 6.
You know, Bute might be the most eligible bachelor in Montreal. He's got 4 sisters and he is single, so I'm sure some of the gals here in Montreal took note of that.
Magee is betrothed.
Yes, he is.
Also married.
That too. It's good straight left hand again by Magee. When he doesn't lunge with that punch, it's pretty effective.
Work out of there. Break. You guys work out on your own. Step back.
Pete Podgorski earning his money tonight. Nice movement here by Magee.
Yeah, that's strange. You see more lateral movement from him than Bute. And of course, in his younger days, he was more of a boxer counterpuncher. The Bute jab now making itself known. I think Bute has underused the jab, though, in this fight. Would you think so, Mickle?
Yeah, he should use it much more.
Particularly against a guy like Magee, who comes in with his head.
But he's getting very good as body punches in.
Yes, he is.
And also the uppercuts.
Right hook.
But the body punches is killing Magee in the end.
Yeah, there's a move. Wow.
There's a body punch by Magee.
He's taking it good.
Yeah, Bryan Magee goes downstairs as well. Both these men committed to this. Jesse Brinkley knocked down a couple of times by Bute in the last fight by body punches. And we mentioned Magee has scored several knockdowns in recent fights with body punches.
And Bute can take a punch. He's only been down the one time in the first fight against Andrade.
Oh my, big right hook.
And down goes Magee. That is a knockdown.
5, 6, 7, 8.
The flash knockdown. He doesn't seem to be hurt. He was just startled by it. He got up rather quickly. Oh, a big right hand. A beautiful right hook to the kisser by Bute.
And now he has been down before, Bryan Magee, and except against Froch, he gets up and stays up.
That's the 5th time in his career he's down. Yeah, he was down twice against Froch, down 2 other times, but came back to win. Of course, he lost to Froch. There's another right hook to the head. Now Bute's starting to find the mark more regularly.
Clash of heads.
Keep him up. Keep him up.
It's been a rough fight. A lot of holding, pushing, colliding of heads. Body shot by Bute.
He has become so much better a body puncher in recent fights.
Right hook upstairs by Bute. Now a combination to the head by Bute. Magee, though, fighting back valiantly.
Bell coming up. You ready to stop?
Heading for the bell, round 6. Magee missing with a straight left hand.
That was a fun round of boxing.
5, 6, 7, 8. The flash knockdown. He doesn't seem to be hurt. He was just startled by it. He got up rather quickly. Oh, a big right hand. A beautiful right hook. And down goes Magee.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah, he sure is. Bute going downstairs. I mean, that was a tremendous shot downstairs that sent McGee down. We mentioned he had put Brinkley down twice with body punches, and Bute is just gets all kinds of leverage on these punches, and that's just a tremendous left hand. And a lot of times when people go down from body punches like that, they don't get up as quick as Bryan McGee did, or period.
They got that something that we have to start working now. We have to start working now. Come on, okay? If we want to win this time, then we have to work now. Come on, okay? Come on.
Well, this crowd is now really into it after the knockdown by Bute in round 6 off of a body shot to this man's gut. Bute ready to continue halfway through this IBF Super Middleweight Championship. Let's see how McGee reacts now after he was put down in the last round.
Presto scoring pretty interesting. I have it 59-54 as David Spencer of Fight News does, but Herb Zurkowski and Vincent Moran, they have it a little closer, 58-55. Remember, the last round was a 10-8 round.
Break. Watch the head coming in, guys.
And that's unofficial scoring, of course, by the press row.
Lucian Bute trying to protect his undefeated record, 27-0, 22 knockouts, 7-0 with 6 knockouts in world title affairs. McGee 34-3-1 with 24 knockouts. The 1 KO loss to Super 6 semifinalist Carl Froch. This was back in 06.
Come on, guys, work out, work out.
Bute in the white, McGee in the black.
Let him go. It's you.
Those inside uppercuts digging in by Bute.
You know, Bute's one of these fighters, even though the outside is where he wants to be, he can fight on the inside. There's the McGee jabs coming out, which we haven't seen much of in the last couple of rounds.
And that is exactly when that close range uppercut becomes more of a factor for Bute, when he's inside. But he can also unleash it from a distance.
Bute trained in Florida for this fight, his 4th straight training camp down there. He said, I get away from Montreal, and it helps me a lot. And we talked about Glenn Johnson. A couple fights ago, he sparred with Glenn Johnson, and that was special. Again, speaking of special, how about the right hook again by Bute?
Break. Break.
That has been a huge factor in this fight. A lot of head movement from Bute.
Bute keeps his left hand so low, and yet he gets away with it for the most part in fights. And even though McGee's landed some good straight left hands over it, not that many.
Bute relies a lot on his reflexes.
And Bryan McGee is now in some, beautiful counter punch by Bute. Bryan McGee's getting in some dangerous territory because he's not a big puncher. So if he gets too far down in the scorecards, he's going to have a problem in these later rounds.
You can see Lucian Bute taking the middle all the time.
That might have been a low blow.
That is not a knockdown.
Keep him up, low. All right.
Pete Podgorski cautioning Bute.
There you go. Let's go. Come on.
Wow. Okay, not much of a delay for Bryan McGee.
Well, he is game, isn't he? Now he goes down from a punch. Is that another body punch?
Bryan McGee should not have come back that quick.
You want to stay here? You got to show me something.
Down for the second time in 2 rounds, but there's the bell.
Deep breath. Come on, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Come on. Come on, take a deep breath. Come on. Take a deep breath. Come on, take a deep breath. Come on, John. Come on, John.
We will watch the first knockdown. Now, we presumed it was low, and Pete Podgorski called it low. Let's see. No, sir. There's nothing low about that. Now,
it was the reaction of McGee that made the ref think it was low.
Yep, and here's the second one, and that also is a legal blow. So it is interesting, and I have to say we thought it might be low the first one. They wasn't even close to being low. So 3 knockdowns.